Were you ever a Girl Guide?
Yes, and a brownie as well.
Do you remember the pledge?
You're going to ask me it? I remember this bit
Yes.
of it. I promise to do my best to serve the Queen and country and all that. Yeah.
Exactly. Ah, it's all changing now.
And
all
God
right.
as well, yeah.
Well, Carol, she always does her best.
And for more than 100 years, that's what Girl Guides have promised to do. Now the organisation is rewriting parts of its pledge to try to reach out to girls it believes may have been put off from signing up.
So the old pledge saw guides declaring their love of God and promising to serve Queen and country.
Now the focus is on community, and mention of God has been dropped in favour of being true to myself and developing my beliefs.
Well, Girl Guiding's chief guide Jill Slocum's with us. Andrea Williams from the charity Christian Concern joining us from London to discuss the changes. Good morning to you both. Jill, what was wrong with serving Queen and country?
Nothing, and that's still in the new promise, of course, because in fact what we're saying now is we'll serve the Queen and our community.
Yes.
And I think we did this massive consultation, fabulous consultation. We had responses from something like 44,000 people. We've been hearing that the promise was a bit confusing for some people, and we've been hearing from girls, from our leaders, from people outside of guiding. So we held this consultation, and I'm delighted to be here with this story because it's
God
really...
is completely out of the equation now.
That's not entirely fair, because in actual fact, guiding...
Well, it says, to love my God, the words, to love my God are no longer there.
No, but it does say develop my beliefs, and that's the issue. So we've reworked the wording that way, because guiding's never been a faith organisation. It's been a spiritual organisation. And we took the views of all our respondents into account, and the words develop my beliefs felt the right sort of words for today. We're an inclusive organisation, and we believe by having made these adjustments to the wording that it will make us more accessible to more people.
Andrea Williams, that's a noble aspiration, isn't it?
Well, I think we've got to look at the reality of what the guiding and scouting movement have been across more than a century now, and indeed a global movement. It's been a Christian movement, a movement based in the God of the Bible, in Jesus Christ. Lord and Lady Baden-Powell always made that quite clear. And also to give girls and boys across the globe a great sense of a much bigger purpose, of something that's beyond themselves. And actually asking children, young men and young women to actually work out what they might believe in some sort of self-help way to do their best to find themselves really smacks of something that's very much of the moment right now, as opposed to rooted in eternal values and eternal truths, which is what motivated Lord and Lady Powell to really grow this movement.
Have you given away then the Christian principles of Lord and Lady Baden-Powell?
No, I think Lord and Lady Baden-Powell would entirely approve of this. Guiding has absolutely never been a faith-based organisation. It's always been there for girls with faith and with none. And it's always been a spiritual organisation. And if you look back to our roots, that's exactly what it always stated. Guiding is a place, it's a safe, welcoming place to give girls that chance to explore, try new experiences, and to understand what their own beliefs are. And that's what the wording of our new promise simply says.
Andrea, you say that it's... you know, that its roots are in the past, and that this is a sort of, I don't know, this is a change because of a current fashion. But isn't the fact of the matter that the UK is changing? Many more girls of different faiths may want to join up and become Girl Guides, and it's important to acknowledge that as well.
I think that when we join organisations, we join them because of what they are. And indeed, the scouting and the guiding movement has never been ashamed to be what it always has been, which is a wonderful movement based on Christian values. And that doesn't mean that it somehow then ends up being sort of some kind of exclusive organisation. There are 550,000 guides in this country today who all are really there because of the great movement, the great history of this fantastic organisation. Young men and women need something to believe in. They need to be crafted, to be moulded. That was part of Lord and Lady Powell's aspirations. And that's what we're beginning to lose right now amongst our young people. They need to be taught some of the great principles of old, because there are some truths that are eternal. There are some truths that are the same yesterday, today, and forever. And those truths were indeed rooted previously in the Scout and Guide movement. It's a shame if we lose them.
Sorry to interrupt you, Andrew, but we're sort of running out of time. Jill, of the 500,000 Girl Guides, how many are of the Muslim faith, Sikh faith, other faiths other than Christian, roughly?
Really sorry, Bill, I don't know that particular answer, but we're not a Christian organisation. We never have been. We're in 145 countries across the world, and we are literally a spiritual organisation, definitely not faith-based, and we really are inclusive to everybody, so that, as Andrea says, they can develop their beliefs and they can take that journey through gaining the confidence that they get by being in a wonderful organisation like this. And so by having made these changes to the words, we hope that it makes it much clearer for people to understand that that is very much what the situation is.
Andrea, the organisation can continue and promote those eternal values, can't it? But just with new wording and new members.
I think what we'll begin to see is that people will begin to leave the movement, because when you don't have something that's real but if you don't actually have principles that are rooted in something, if truth can mean anything that you want it to be, then people end up really having no value system. The system of the Brownies, Guides, Cubs and Scouting movement was clearly based in biblical values, in biblical precepts, clear, easy to understand, things that Jesus taught.
Okay.
That's something that certainly I followed as when I was a little girl, when I was a Brownie. I understood what I was joining.
Okay.
And I think it's a great shame that we lose that.
Right, last quick word from Jill.
I was going to say that's absolutely still available, because what we're very proud of as well is that if people have a strong belief, they can continue on their journey. That has not been dismissed, that's not going out of the window, but it's great that others can come in and also explore their own beliefs and take that journey as well to wherever it takes them.
All right, Jill, thanks very much. Andrew Williams, our thanks to you as well. A
And
very
thanks, yeah,
stimulating debate there.